Hey guys, Chris here with Trading with Chris. Now I know I haven't done a video in a while, so I wanted to take this time since it's the end of the year, it's beginning of a new year. Um, I want to talk a little bit about what I had achieved through last year. I know I haven't put out a video in a while, and I want to share what I'm also doing going forward in 2025 as well. Now, again, I know I have not created any new videos in a while. In fact, the last video I created was on October the 3rd, back in here. So it was a while ago, and I did a review just on that week there from October 1st to October 4th. And overall, things have changed quite a bit for me as trading. I've still been trading this entire times for the last 3 months since that video was created. So I've still been trading this entire time and doing all that stuff. And I wanted to take time today just to share and review the year with you and do a review for myself, most importantly, because I want to be able to archive this and be able to come back to it years down the road as my trading career progresses, and I eventually someday maybe go full-time with this or even make a really nice income with it and be able to do more things in the future for myself, my family, and charities and all that good fun stuff. But I want to do more of this kind of stuff, and I want to keep sharing my video, my journey. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, what the future for this channel means and what's going to happen there. So again, if you're somebody who's been subscribed to this channel for a while and you've been following along with my journey, you know that I haven't put out videos in 3 months. So just know that I'm trying to get this back going again. I want to keep this going on a regular daily basis and just share where I have been going and sharing my daily journey along with you. Now, this channel is not designed to be an education channel or anything like that, but more just a journey, a channel to share my journey as I learn trading, as I get going. So as you know, I started learning trading all the way back at the beginning of March of 2024. So what, 10 months ago or so. So not quite at the beginning of the year, but just right after the first of the year, beginning of March is when I actually started getting into trading. I ended up coming across a guy by the name of Ross Cameron. I've always wanted to learn day trading, and I actually had a license in securities. I had a Series 6, a 63. I was actually studying for a Series 65. Well, if you don't know what those are professional licenses that people who work for a broker dealer would have. I worked for that way back in the day from between 2004 and 2008. Learned day trading, and I didn't learn day trading then, but I had to take a license. I had learned about how the stock market works and all that, and I had an interest in doing all this. I just had nobody to really teach me. And then after I got out of that kind of stuff, after I quit that business and stopped working for that broker dealer, I was just like, there's really nobody that could teach me this that's not going to be like some kind of scammy guy that rips you off and stuff like that. So I just kind of shelved it and moved on with life. And then lo and behold, one day I'm going across YouTube like a lot of people, and all of a sudden I come across this guy named Ross Cameron that changed my life forever, at least up to this point. And so when I started learning a lot about what he trades and how trading works, and I started going, yeah, I wanted to do this a long time ago, but I could never find that guy. Well, then that day came and I found that guy. You know what I'm saying? You found the guy that is going to teach you the thing that you want to know. And it's not like I was looking for it at that time, but it just kind of came across my YouTube feed, and I thought, well, this is a great video, so let's watch it and see what happens. And all of a sudden, I just started learning all kinds of different things and stuff like that. So, and I was just like, this is amazing. I've wanted to do this my entire life. And, it was one of those experiences I wanted to have in my life to be able to do. I've done a lot of different things. I've started online businesses, I own businesses, and stuff like that. So, but there's this, to me, I love experiences, new experiences, and doing different things. And this is one I really want to have. And that one could be very profitable for me too, as well. So, lo and behold, I got into it in March of 2024 and started learning everything I could. And by the end of March 2024, I started my simulation account, or my paper trading account, and started trading in that account not with real money, but just simulated trades, and started learning as much as I could, taking trades and doing all these things. And I'm going to actually walk through all the months that I have taken trades in, from March all the way through December, and kind of go through what I was learning, what was happening, and just kind of giving some of my feedback. And then wrapping up this video with what's going to happen going forward, my goals, and all that good fun stuff. So let's go ahead and get started and get rolling into this. So first off, we'll start with 2024. My trading plan, this is going to be my trading plan going forward, but I'll get into that here after a bit. So let's start with March of 2024. I started right in about March 4th, I think, is when I started getting into this. And about the first 3 weeks, first full 3 weeks, I was like, yes, this is great. I was learning as much as I could. I was learning technical analysis. I was learning about fundamental analysis, how to pick the right stocks and all that stuff. And I was probably grasping some of it, but it was just like, it still was like really new to me. But I was just retaining as much knowledge. I was starting to read books and just watching as many videos as I could. And specifically just from my mentor, not anybody else. I was not trying to intermingle like different types of trading strategies and stuff, because I find that when you try to intermingle a lot of that stuff, it just really messes up everything. You want to find that one person, that mentor, which I think is one of the important things here, is that you find that one mentor and you stick with that one mentor. You don't try to take a little bit from this guy and a little bit from that guy. It just gets too confusing. And then all of a sudden you start mixing things that maybe shouldn't go that way, especially with trading, which can be extremely risky and you can lose money. So I will tell you that, you can lose money day trading, and 90% of people probably get into day trading probably fail. So just know that. This isn't like a get rich quick thing. This is not something that you can start today and be making $1 million tomorrow. You have to put the time and the due diligence in. I am now just getting to the point where I'm going to start trading with real money and not even taking big share size. One share is all I'm going to be buying. So just know that I'm in it for the long haul. So I'm willing to do this kind of groundwork to get to the point where, yes, someday I'll have those big payouts, but I'm willing to put the groundwork in now so I can get to that point. So eventually that can happen. So, all right, let's quit with the long talk here and just get into it. So if you look at what I did, so I took basically several trades throughout the month. At the end of March, I was taking 1,000 share trades. I don't know why. I just opened it up and I was like, okay, let's just do 1,000 shares and just do it this way. And I was kind of keeping track of some different things. You'll see in my charts here, they change because I was trying to figure out what do I need to track every month. And you'll see these charts change as we go. So I had 4 green days actually in the month, and I actually ended up doing like $678.20 in profit. And I would equate this month, and I'll say this for the next month too. This would be my beginner's luck era of my trading process. This is where I had all that beginner's luck and everything was just getting started, and I was just learning everything, and I was just taking trades based on what I was told and what I learned. And I had beginner's luck like right off the bat. And if you would have told me at this point when I was trading, I was like, if I do this for another month, I'm throwing some money in and we're going to be good. We're golden, and I'm going to be good. We're going to do really well at this. And I did have one little loss here, 5 cents per share loss, $50. Not a big deal. I had $100, $308. I mean, just some crazy numbers here I had right off the bat. Now I will say this, these were not just one trade. These were the day of the trade. So I took probably multiple trades. And one of the things I did do in here that I do remember from this point was that I actually didn't understand, like if I press the sell button twice, let's say I'm in a position, I hit it once and I buy one, and then I'd hit the sell button, but then I was like, oh, I didn't sell it. And then I hit it again. Well, now I didn't realize I would go short and stuff like that. So which is not part of my trading strategy at all. So, but in Webull, which is the platform I use, I didn't realize this, but if I, hit the sell button more than the amount of times I hit the buy button, I was basically going to short the position, and maybe it was good, maybe it was bad. And I remember, I think it might've been on this day here. I did really good, but I think I shorted about half of it. So maybe half of that don't count. And it's just, it was a little confusing to me how that worked, and it took time. And that's why you need to start in these simulators to do this, so you can understand how the technology works and how to actually use the software and the tools correctly when you're doing this. That's why I don't recommend jumping in with a ton of money and just hitting a buy button, because it's a bad idea. You're going to lose some money if you don't know what you're doing. So this was my first month. Ended up 4 days. I mean, like 80% success rate, $678 profit. Lost $50. It's like a 3.641 to 1 profit ratio. I'm shooting for a 2 to 1 profit ratio here. Ended up getting a 3 point. I mean, I did really good. I was like, wow, this is great. So then we jump into April. Again, April, I don't know why I started with 10 shares. I should have just kept it even the whole time. I wish I would have done that. I learned that a little bit later on, that I should have done that, but started with 10 shares and started going through it, and had some good luck here. 22 cents per share, 16% cents per share, 25 cents a share, lost 10 cents a share, 25 cents a share, $1.15 a share. I mean, so I had some good days, had a string of bad days. Not too bad, not terrible. Maybe this 56 could have been mitigated a little bit. Maybe I spiraled a little bit there or something. Come down to here, some good ones. This is a little shorter. I could have probably taken a second trade that day. This one's short again. I could have taken a second trade, but most of which not bad. Little bit smaller shares here. I think, could have done a little better at targeting the stock I was probably picking that day and getting in different, better positions. But overall, a 3.03 to 1 ratio. 17 to 5. So I had a success rate of 77.27. I mean, at this point, I'm thinking, look, maybe I'll do this one more month, and then in June, I'll just start with real money. And this is going to be, this is my pathway to everything I've been working for. And, but then we get to May, and then we figure out something. Things aren't going as well as they were. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. So some smaller share wins for the day, but then I had a couple bigger ones. Let's see, 26 cents a share, 13 cents. I figure anything above 10 cents really is okay. I think 20 cents is my goal per share when I'm taking an average trade. So if I'm taking a 20 cents, getting 20 cents out of a share, my risk is probably 10 cents of loss. So, on 100 shares, I want $10 of loss, and then 20 cents of profit. So not more than, but to keep it 1 to 1, so not more than $20 of loss in any given trade. Just doing this because I don't want to have that process where I spiral out of control and all of a sudden I'm down $100, and I've done that, and I'll show that in this. But as you notice, it was kind of good at the beginning of May, and all of a sudden, boom, 3 bad days. Boom, 2 more bad days. Boom, several bad days. One good day, a couple more bad days. One good day, couple more bad days. One not great day, 4 cents a share, 8 cents a share, whatever that was. And, just not good again. So I was losing money. I was like, by the end of the month, I mean, a success rate of 40%, not very good. Profit though for the month, $36. So I wasn't losing money, but I was kind of holding still. Now 1.53 on my success ratio. Okay, so we're good. On my average trade, 2.25 to 1. So not bad. My accuracy, and I was tracking this, how many of these I was getting over 10 cents. And I was getting none. So as you'll see, this number will improve. In fact, I almost always get over 10 cents now because I've gotten a lot better at picking the right stocks and all those kinds of things. So that was, now I'm like, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was at the end of May here. I'm just kind of, I need to go another month. So I go to June. Well, my charts change again, by the way. So then we start to go through June, and more of the same. We get a 22%. 36% is our accuracy. Not so good. And the trades, 16 cents. This one was a decent one, 19.50. So it was like 20 cents a share, 4 cents, 42 cents a share. So some good ones, 54 cents, 81. I always had like some of these in there. And then I would have like 1 cent, 0 cent, 5 cents, or 10 cents roughly, So I was just like, and then some weeks would be okay, some weeks, but I wasn't making very much. Let's see, lost almost $89 for that month. It's not terrible loss or anything, not like I blow the bank up or anything like that. I don't think in any of the months I traded here, and I'll just be honest, I don't think I would have blown the bank up, but it would have been a lot more loss than I really anticipated. So I was just kind of like, we need to really focus on picking the right stocks. So I was starting to like, all right, next month it'll be better, and focusing on the right stocks. Now I'm not losing a ton of money, I'm not gaining any money, so I was kind of flat most of the time, just a little under maybe. So to be honest, if you can trade and just break even though that don't sound great, because you're not making any money, that tells you that you can do this without losing money at least. And if you can, even that one little stepping stone, if you can do that, it's good, So I knew that much, and I was like, even my mentor was always saying that in some of his videos. I'll put a link to his channel, by the way, in the comments below, just so you can check him out too. I don't recommend using me as somebody to learn from, but just to follow my journey and stuff. That's what I am doing here. So, but again, follow that guy. He definitely knows what he's talking about. He's got audited broker statements and the whole bit. He's made millions. I think he's up to like $13 million trading wise. He's made a lot of money doing what he's doing. So he's done very well. So overall this month, I had a profit ratio of like 1.32 to 1. So I don't know what I based that on. If I based that on this, because it wouldn't have been, it shouldn't have been that. I think it was based on my average trade. My average trade was actually 20 cents. Now, if you notice, there's some things I knew here, like this day here, that was definitely a spiral of some sort. These days were okay as far as red days go. It's okay to have red days. I should mention that. You're going to have red days no matter what. But I noticed 2 days in particular. It was this one and this day down here, the last day, $52. More than likely, I spiraled on that day, and I just took multiple trades and just blew it up, and shouldn't have taken it. I should have just probably had like a $7 loss and turned it into a $52 loss. So not very good. But you just got to spend the time just, figuring it out and doing these things and making these mistakes and seeing enough trades to know that, well, that's not something you want to do. So you shouldn't take more than one trade, 2 at max, it's just not a good idea. So let's get into July here now. Again, some of the same stuff. I think in June I was at like a 36. July, 37% accuracy on my month. It's just lots of red days again. $102. That's not good. $30 getting a little out there. 36, 32, 80. I spiraled a lot more this month. 91. Wow. 52. I mean, anything $20 and less, yes, I was okay with. But it was these days, after I look back at it now, it was these days where I spiraled and I took too many trades and I just burnt myself out. And all of a sudden I wasn't really making any money doing this. I was just blowing up my account, and I don't know how I did it. Looking as bad as this does, that at least the days I had good green trades, like this day here, I did $219 on 400 shares, which was like 55 cents a share profit. Good day. That's the only reason my profit to loss ratio looks, somewhat okay there. I don't even think I got it written down here, but this is going to be closer to like a 1-to-1, a little bit higher than a 1-to-1 profit ratio. If you base it on the average trade, it's more like a 2-to-1. Closer to a 2-to-1. So that means $2 of profit to every dollar of loss that I had. So, and overall, yeah, I can't complain about that. Even though, yes, success rate was terrible, we still came out profitable because we had a higher profit to loss ratio. And when you have a higher profit to loss ratio, it's going to boost your overall revenue earnings up. If I would have had a 1-to-2 profit ratio now, I would have been in the red. I would have lost money here. So the only reason I didn't lose money is because I had better accuracy and I was actually trading the right trades. It was just I wasn't probably getting in the right spots, and then when I would lose, I was spiraling. So some things that I know I was doing. And after a while, you kind of spot these like this and this. You know, if I'd have just taken the initial loss and walked away, I would have had a pretty good month actually probably here. So looking back at it now. So, all right, let's get into August here. So August, I think this month I was having some issues. I wasn't doing very well, and that's why I didn't have some trades in the whole month. But overall, that's probably why some of the days aren't fully traded there. But here's what happened. I still lost money in August. Not a ton of money, $31.49. So not terrible. Had some okay days, 52, 950, about 10 cents. But these were on 300-400 shows. I remember at this time I was trying to just size the account size I had, and I was like, why was I doing that? I should have just traded 100 shares. I think it's hard enough to just try to get 10 cents out of the market, but then to try to throw in, hey, why am I sizing this correctly and all of that? Well, you're trying to do it on the fly while everything's moving and you're a beginner. Don't do that. Just start with 100 shares and just buy on 100 shares, because it's easier to do the calculations over time, and you can kind of see, well, yeah, did I do okay? Did I not do okay? If you notice, all right, sorry about that. I had to grab my power cord real quick. But overall, again, as I was saying, overall, when you look at the month here, my green trade days were definitely more now. So I had a higher success rate. So when we go back to the last 2 months here, June and July, I had right around 36, 37% accuracy. So not very good, but I definitely improved it in August. But if you notice, this loss there, not so bad. Yeah, somewhat tolerable. But this one, there's like what, these 4 or 5 right here, just not as good. So I definitely spiraled. And if I wouldn't have spiraled, I would have had a profitable month. Even though I might have had 3 losses at the end of the month, I still would have done better. I still would have done better overall if I just would have taken the loss and just walked away. And that's the hardest thing to do in trading, I think, is that when you get that initial loss, maybe it's only like $7 or $8 or $10 or $20. You're like, well, I can make that back. So then I go hit the buy button again, and next thing you know, you're down $50, and then hit it again, and all of a sudden you're down $100. And that kind of mentality is like, we have this eagerness to make it back. But once we make profit, where a lot of times we think, oh, I've made the profit, so I want to keep it. I don't want to take any more trades, and I'm going to just hold back now. And we cap our winners, and we expand our losers, and it just throws us way out of whack. So we have to be, you got to really think to yourself, and you have to be a little bit mindful, which is hard to do, and be present and say, no, I'm going to take the one trade, and I'm just going to take the loss, and I'll move on with life. And in the end, I just got to know that one day loss of $7, $8, $10 is nothing in the whole entire grand scheme of things, because I'll do way better than that. So in knowing that, you can kind of adjust and just be more comfortable with the loss. So I think like my mentor says, you have to be a good loser. You have to be okay with the loss and just say, you know what, this is a planned loss. This is what it is. We're moving on with life. We're going to take the trade. It's done. It's over. I can't do anything more about it anymore. We're just going to say, yep, it's a trade, but I learned something from it and I moved on. So, all right, let's get into September. How did I do in September? Well, not as good. Guess what? 43%. So a little bit less than that 56% we had in August. And when we look at August, we did have 4-day right in a row. No gain on that day, obviously. I traded. I must have just broke even to it. $6, $3, then 25. Then I spiraled, had small wins in here. This one day where I had 25 cents, not so good. I lost it right there. 350, 5, 31. How many days did I spiral on this? Just curious. If I count that one, so 2, 3. So only 3 days I spiraled, so not so bad, but I was still at $245. Why was that? Look at my winners. Small winners. I mean, I had a couple of this one, that one, that one, that one, that one. There was a couple. I think in overall there was my accuracy I mean, there's just trades that were over 10 cents. There was only like 5 or 6 of them. And then the rest of the times I took trades, they were all just 4 cents or 3 cents, just break even, just not very good, nothing I could write home about in any single way. So, earnings for the month, I lost $245. Probably the worst month in all of my trading so far. It was 245 lost, I think. I don't think I lost anything more than that. Yeah, I had 36 there. Yeah, it was 88. That was 45 to the good. There was 31. It was September 245. That was kind of the low point of this. And I remember at this point, I was thinking to myself, is this really going to work for me? And I'm going to be honest with you. When you go through this process yourself, there's going to be that low point in there. There's going to be that point you're like, this just don't work. I think I should just give it up. And you're going to have that thought, because I had that thought. And unless you're just a natural at it for some reason, but most people are not, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to see stuff like this and you're going to go, yeah, maybe I'm not that good at it. But then I had to sit back after time and just go, yes, I didn't do good at that month, but I definitely learned something. I learned that, I'm definitely not got good accuracy here. I'm not picking the right stocks. I'm not picking the right setup. I'm not doing a lot of things right. And you can tell that because my accuracy is extremely low. It's below 50%. I got a 1 to 2 profit ratio. 0.5 to 1 is a 1 to 2 profit ratio. So basically I'm at 1 to 2. So I'd have to be right 66% of the time to be a green trader at this rate, because there's just nothing good there. There's nothing good about what I did here. So I decided I need to change some things. And this is actually the beginning of when I made a few changes and a bigger epiphany that I had in November, which I'm getting to. So let's keep moving along here. So let's get into October now. October, we started to see some better days. We had a 46. So from 43 to 46 now in our accuracy, which is the first thing we always look at, is our accuracy. Picking the right trade, picking the right setup, being on the right stock, and do we have news and momentum, and is this thing moving, and we got volume and all these things, which brings in liquidity and all that kind of stuff. Do we have all that stuff available to us? And when I got into this month, yes, I had some red days. I did have some red days, but I had some decent days, and I still lost $95 for the month. So when we go through it all, daily win, I was at over 60%, which I was happy with. 11 cents a share, 20 cents, 28. So then I noticed in this month, I did have a few days of spiraling. 72. This one, probably that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. I had 6 days where I spiraled out of control on this. 4 trades. 4 trades I took right there that day, and just lost money. It's all I did was lose money. I think if I'd have just taken the first loss of the day and said, heck with it, I would have been much further off. I wouldn't have spiraled like I did on the 12th. Yes, I took 1 share, but I only had one $12 loss. I took 1 trade and I lost $24. Now this one was probably because I held too long. I should have got out immediately. If the trade is not working, you need to get out. And sometimes this is a hard thing to know, because like when you get in a trade, you're like, oh, it didn't take off right away. And then you would hold it longer and say, it's going to go, because this is my only trade I'm taking today. And then you kind of do that hope and pray thing, and all of a sudden it loses, it drops down, and all of a sudden you're down 30, 40 cents a share. When if you would have got out like 10 seconds sooner, you wouldn't have had that loss. You wouldn't have lost all that money. So that's why that happened. So again, my profit loss ratio was probably like 0.75, 3/4 to 1. So not quite a 1-to-1, but it was getting better. Still lost $95. It's just, when you got that, it's hard. So, all right, let's jump into November. Here's what November looks like now. So again, we were at 43, 46. So now we're at 47. So we were steadying. We were way up. We went way back down on our accuracy. Now we're coming back up on our accuracy. 47.62% on our accuracy for the month. of 20 green trades, 22 losing trades. Still not the best, but better than nothing and getting better. And on the green days, 12 green days, 8 red days. But if you notice again, this is where I kind of had the big epiphany in this month. I started looking at my trades like something's got to be. I was like $51 lost again. What is going on here? And I really studied my metrics this month and I learned something. And this is why it's important to really review your metrics all the time. And that is because it's going to help you spot these things. When you don't track your metrics, you won't know what's going wrong, what's going right, why you did good, what stocks you picked that were really good and ones that weren't. So let's look at this. So first off, these 2 days, good. These red days, not bad. This day was a spiral. I just don't have it logged here, and I forgot to log that information. I went back the next day, and I didn't have it in there. So it's whatever. I'm not that worried about it. But I know this day I did spiral. It was like probably a dollar loss. So I probably lost another $100 on top of this, I'm guessing. Another spiral right here. Took 3 trades right in a row. Boom, lost money. Another day. Took 5 trades right in a row. Lost $94. Another day. 4 trades. Lost $93. Are you trying to get a picture here? But look on this day. 1 trade. Only lost $11. And let's see. This day. Took 1 trade. Lost $20. Not a big deal. So not a big deal. 1, 2, 3, 4 days I spiraled here. Now I figured it up. If I would have just lost $20 on each of those days and not lost the full like almost $100, I would have actually been a profitable trader that month. So what does that tell me? That tells me I'm holding these. When I get a loss, like I take a loss, I trade because I want to make that back. You know what I'm saying? Like I was talking about just a little bit ago. I want to trade and make that back. And that's just human nature, you know? And human nature is this fight or flight. And you're like, oh man, I'm losing. So now I'm going to fight for getting all that money back. And all of a sudden you're down $100. Instead, if I would have just walked away, I would have been a profitable trader this month. And my accuracy would have been a lot higher. My accuracy would have done probably just about as good. And I've been at least profitable for the month. But here's the other thing I learned. I knew my accuracy was actually getting a little better this month because look at the trades I'm taking. Every green trade in this month, 11 cents, 20 cents, 20, 10, 20. Let's see, I don't know why this is that way. That one's wrong. That one's wrong. That one should be like 20 cents. Let's fix that real quick. That should be this. Yeah, 22 cents. So 22 cents, 35 cents, 20 cents, 15 cents, 29 cents. So every time I had a green trade that month, I was getting the right thing. I was always over 10 cents is what I'm trying to say here. I was always over the 10-cent minimum per share that I want to hit to be a successful trader. So I was thinking in the month of December, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut out the spiraling stuff. And when I take a trade, that's it. I'm done. And I should become a profitable trader for the month. And then my accuracy is obviously coming up right because I'm picking the right stocks. I'm getting in the trades at the right time. And I'm starting to see better success. Now, my profit loss ratio wasn't as good, but I think it could have been improved, well improved, and been a lot better if I would have just not done these 4 or 5 days of spiraling. And overall, I probably wouldn't have lost out. So we've kind of got an idea, and this is why, again, it's so important to track those metrics. So what happened in the month of December when I did that? Here we go. Look at this. 24 green trades, 21 red trades. Out of 45 trades, I was at a 53.33% accuracy. I went from literally 47 to 53, 6%, which doesn't sound like much, but 6%. And then look at this. Profit ratio of 3.15 or a 2.75 on an average green trade, average red trade. I was doing 2.75%, 2 to 1, way over almost 3 to 1 on my profit ratio on the average trade. Look at that. I did extremely well. Why did that happen? Because I didn't spiral. and my accuracy has been improving, picking the right stocks. So picking good stocks, the right stocks, not just any stock, but picking the right stocks, and then also going in and cutting down those spiraling conditions. Now, I'll be honest, I did have some spirals, 2 spirals in the month, this one and this one. Those 2 right there could have been avoided. What did I do? I took 8 trades the last day of 2021. If I would have taken 1 trade, it would have been a $7 loss. I just didn't want to end the year on a loss. But then I should have realized, like, one day is not going to matter in your whole entire trading career. At least it should never. And it should not matter just for one day. So just take the loss and move on, Chris. I mean, why did I do that? But I did. Again, 4 trades, lost. 1 trade, $19. And I took 3 trades here, lost $18. Luckily, I did not lose any more than that. But I got smart. I took trades. Now, look at this. I did 7 trades here, and I luckily came out ahead, because this, I think, was a red to green day. I started out in the red, and I was actually able to bring it back. Shouldn't have done it. I should have probably had a red day there. And if I had a small red day there, I would have taken a small red day there and a small red day there. It would have still probably came out the same. But just knowing I shouldn't have traded so many times. So that was the whole year. So when you look at the entire year overall, yes, December, best month ever, most consistent, still spiraling a couple of times, but we're going to get past this. We're going to get there. And this tells me we're heading in the right direction. Now look at this, 17 green days, 4 red days, 21 days in total. So 80% on the daily accuracy. And then when you look at this overall, it's just, I had 4 green weeks in here, and then the week before that. So in the week before in November here was a green week as well. This was a green week as well. So good week going into December, doing very well overall. And I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier that this was the way it was. So overall, yes, very excited, very happy that we got what we did. So going forward, I think we're going to be doing pretty good. So let's go ahead and let's jump in, change tracks here now and get into what's going to happen next year. So let's look at what 2025 is going to bring. So I've actually set up my trading charts. Finally got it dialed in to the way I wanted. It took 10 months of a year to figure it all out and get tracked to what I want to track. So we're already started in January. So this is the 4th of January right now. I've already traded a couple days. I already lost $19 on the first day. And then I traded KITT in aftermarket hours. I actually traded, I traded that morning. I was going to, just nothing looked good. The stocks that I'm getting really picky with the type of stock that I want to pick. And when I start seeing a stock where there's really, really high swings and like it goes way up and way down, and then you have a lot of topping tails. And if you don't know what that means yet, you can definitely learn about that by going to Ross's channel and learning that kind of stuff. He'll teach you all about it, and I'll talk more about it as far as what we're getting into going forward. But, just when I've gotten a lot pickier, and then I seen this trade, I just didn't want to trade that. It just was garbage. I knew if I traded, I was going to lose money. So I went and I just held off. And then later on, I was just reviewing for the day, and I was actually going through. It was like probably 5:30 yesterday on Friday. And I seen this trade. And what I realized was that this trade was, this stock was starting to go up, KITT. Not sure what if there was a catalyst on it or not, but it was starting to squeeze up, and I thought, you know what, this would be an excellent time to jump in. Only problem was that is not the hours I typically do, and there's usually lower volume. It's a Friday. A lot of people are done for the week, and they're shutting down. But this thing was really starting to pick up some momentum, so I was like, let's just take the trade. And I jumped in, and I had a 12-cent winner on it. Not a huge one, just a nice little base hit. Okay, good enough for the day. I took a trade, and it was good. I don't like to usually do aftermarket, but you know what? I really was just looking for a nice little simple trade to take, and that one was actually the best thing I'd seen all day, trading. So, and just watching the markets and stuff. So what am I going to be doing going forward? So first off, going forward, I'm going to be trading every single day. My goal is to trade one trade a day. That is the goal. One trade, take that one trade, do it, and just move on with life. Now, but there is going to be a shift in this. I actually set up my trading account now over in Webull. I actually funded it with $100. And the reason I did that was because I'm going to start trading in Webull with just one share. That don't sound like much. It's not going to make me much. You know, like today it would have made me 12 cents. That's all I would have earned today. But 12 cents is a very important number. And the reason is because if I trade 12 cents on 1,000 shares, that's $120 profit there. If I could trade that in 5,000 shares, that's right around $600 in profit. So you kind of understand what I'm talking about here. When you can get 10 cents a share out of the market, it's not a huge number, but it is a lot of profit overall if you keep doing that consistently and you start building that momentum up. Over time, it's going to build up. So my goal is to trade every single day, but take my one trade in my active trading cash account and then turn around and then take more trades in my simulated account, but I'm not really tracking those results. I'm not tracking this. I'm doing more testing than anything because I want to learn how to do more of the dip trading and not just, you know, the simple momentum trade I've been taking, but getting in a little bit sooner on the dip trade and trying to focus on that work and slowly improve some of the skills that I've been building up over the months. And hopefully over time, when I do start building out my trades, to be able to see more stuff, take more trades, learn more, and just get better at what I'm doing. So that will hopefully help me do that. And as a result, I'll be tracking my stats in this chart here. This will give all my stats for the whole year, and this will help me average out things and see where I'm at. I'm also going to be trading in TraderView as well. So let's go to that. Oh, I can't change that. Oh, okay. So I can't change that. So in TraderView, if you're not familiar with that platform, I'll put a link to it. I'm not affiliated with it or anything like that. But I will be trading in TraderView. Shoot, I can't go back. What did I do here? All right, let's go back. All right. We're not doing that. Let's go back to the clicker. Only one is that, guys. All right. Nope, I can't do it. Why is this doing this? All right. Anyways, yeah. Okay, here we go. So anyways, I'm going to be tracking my stats for the year right here in this chart and just following my numbers, see what my averages are. I'm also going to be putting it in TraderView as well, just to trade and put it in there because I want to start tracking all of my live trade results and putting them in there. And then doing that. And then going forward, I want to do videos every day I actually trade. I'm going to try to get that done. That's going to be tough. I know it's going to be hard for me, but I want to do it. And these videos aren't going to be long videos, probably 10 minutes or so, and just sharing my trade for the day and what I did and what I learned and some of what I've been doing down here. I'm not going to really do a lot of these kinds of videos on the weekends and creating training videos and all that kind of stuff. That's not my goal here. My goal is to just share what I did and share my journey. So it's more of a blog vlog, I guess, just to share my journey, what I'm learning, what I'm creating, what I'm doing, hopefully getting better and trading with my actual account here. And eventually, hopefully in a few months here, I'll start trading with higher share sizes, start bumping up, say, from one share to higher shares. And that brings me to my actual trading plan here, which is this. So this is the goal. Now, on average, I want to earn 20 cents per share on an average share. So on week one, what am I trading? Well, I'm going to start week one right here, but this might go for a few months and just getting good at this because I'm still getting accustomed to the software and how that works and making sure everything goes correct. But then as weeks go, 10 shares, 25 shares, 50, these are my share count's going to start building up. So by week 6, yes, I'm at 100 shares, which, you know, doesn't really look like much. It's only like $45 in earnings at that point. I'll have accumulated by the end of that. So $45 in total earnings. And then you get to like say week 10 here, yeah, we're only at $100 in profit. We start earning $100 a day. So it starts to accumulate a little bit more. Yeah, we're only at a total of like $300 in earnings, you know, getting up to about $2,000 account. But by the end of this 26 weeks, we're about half a year, we're at about $28,000 in this account. At least this is what my initial goal is. This is my plan going forward, in that I trade in a way that builds me up to this. So eventually I'm trading at 5,000 shares, which will be my max share size for the time being. And then I will eventually get it up. My goal is 10,000 shares. Now that all pertains to if Webull can actually get me in and out of share sizes 10,000, because if there's a lot of lag and it's just too much for that, I know you got to watch that a little bit, because there might be too much slippage and I could lose a lot of money. So there's an inherent risk there. I may have to switch brokers and go to something like Lightspeed, which I really don't want to. So I'm not sure what's going to happen after 5,000 shares, but I know Webull will be able to handle getting in and out of trades at 5,000. We start getting over 5,000 and that creates another problem that we could have. So, but I don't know until I get to that point what's going to really happen. So, but this is the initial 26-week plan. Once I get in trading with, my actual trading account and just getting to the point where I start going to these, building this thing up, funding it with a little bit more money, and then just building it out. And it's crazy to think that you could take $1,000 and build it out to like something almost $30,000, but that is possible and you can do that. Ross Cameron did it with $517 or $540 or whatever he did it with. It wasn't very much money, and he turned that into over $10 million, actually $13 million of profit, which is crazy to think that that's even possible, but it is possible. And that's why I'm taking all this time right now just to lay the groundwork, just to put all this together and do this. So that way at some point I can be a successful trader, but I'm willing to take that time now. And if you want to do something like this, then you need to do that too. You need to take the time, put the groundwork in, really spend that time just learning and just accumulating all that knowledge and doing that. And hopefully you can possibly do that too someday. Now, don't follow me as learning. Again, I'm going to put that out there. My results are not typical, and what I get as a result is not what you're going to get. So you need to study, you need to learn, you need to practice in a simulator. You need to do all those things, because that will get you to the point where you could potentially do just like that. So I'm going to put a link in below to Ross's YouTube channel if you want to check him out. Also, subscribe to my channel if you want to follow me on my journey as I share everything as I go forward, and then I'll keep sharing all this with you, my trades I'm taking on a daily basis and what I'm doing as I'm going forward. So I'd love to share that journey with you. I'd love to have you follow along. So subscribe, follow along, hit the notifications, and I will see you in the next video, which will hopefully be on Monday. So see you then.